afternoon, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. We're here, guys, on the precipice of another huge game week. I'm joined, as always, getting prepared for game week 3. With my co-pilot, Harry Trades. Harry, my man, how are we doing?
I'm doing amazing, mate. Thank you for having me once again. No, I'm buzzing. Really, really excited for this game week. I made a little tweet yesterday, just highlighting that. But yeah, no, I'm really, really buzzing to be with you, mate. And yeah, buzzing for this upcoming game week.
It's a big one. We're getting so many games back now, and when you look at when you open it up, and we'll be getting through that today in the stream. When you look at the fixtures, you look at all the teams back. Regions are all quite well populated. You know, more and more managers are coming back into the leaderboards now. More and more managers are deploying teams, and you know we're only at the 5th of January, but it feels like there's a real that's the kind of cobwebs kind of shaking off now, Harry, doesn't it?
Yeah, it feels like we're really at the sort of the tail end of like nothingness, if that makes sense. Like we're sort of into the thick of things now. For the most part, obviously everything's not back, but yeah, it does really feel like we've bulked out. Yeah, the leagues and stuff, and game weeks are looking really, really chunky. So no, I'm really excited for it.
I don't know about you, but I've chopped and changed my teams about 3 or 4 times from, just. It's been such a funny week because Celtic played on Monday for me, which is also a huge part of my gallery. And then
Yeah.
I'll throw this out here now because we're coming back to it. It looks like we're going to have Fabian de Kaiser start for Utrecht, which means I can maybe get a wee U23 team out for the first time in forever. So anyway,
Okay.
I've brought in our super rare goalkeeper back into the club as well. We'll get to that if any have missed it as well. So yeah, I've got lots of options again, which is fun. And yeah, I'm very much looking forward to getting stuck into all of it. We'll be going through, we were talking to Harry before coming on, when we go through the fixtures, what we're going to do to try and enhance all of your guys' experience back home, all across the world, just so rare scouts and managers that are tuning in. We'll be doing that parallel. We'll play sharper and we'll look at some of the key teams and see if any key players are missing and out and all that kind of stuff. Because as much as we want to know about our own players, sometimes the competition is even more important, Harry, isn't it?
Yeah. No, as you said that, I mean, yeah, play sharper will be super important for us to yeah, just sort of check up on percentages of players playing and whatever. But I'm just having a look at, or we can maybe go into as well, on the game week center on Sorare Data, the matchups tab gives us a nice little overview of, you know, who has the best sort of fixtures on paper. And, you know, regardless of you owning those players or not, like you said, it is about what other people have, you know, up against you, not always what you have type of thing. So, yeah, no, I think maybe we should, have a little look at that as well. And, just get stuck into everything.
On top of that as well, Harry, we'll be going through a Celtic predicted 11. I'll do a little kind of preview for the match. It won't be too long if any aren't interested in that stuff, but we will cover that because I know a lot of you come to the channel for the Celtic content, so I'll be doing that. And also, we've got 4 cards to give away, Harry, from the Road to Glory series. So, Road to Glory, we're giving away a card pretty much every week at this point. But and I don't know if you caught it because I know you're in a different time zone or whatever. I went out the other day, but I had 104 players submitted, Harry, for me to review and analyze, like for the squad. I spent about 3 hours recording it all, and then basically I got it down to a top 4. So we put it out to a voting system across social media, a few different platforms, whatever. So there's 4 cards to be given away in total. One of them we can kind of go and look at the polls now because they're all finished, and you'll be able to work out who the winner of that is. But then the people who participated in the voting system, because the players, Harry, I was given 104 of them, I managed to pick up 4 of the best ones for a combined price at limited. For a combined price, I want to get this spot on because it was bugger all. Okay, I'm not going to get the pennies included, right? But let's say 15. I'm rounding up on everything, right? 15, 8, 23, 33, 40. 40 quid exactly. And that's a goalkeeper that may or may not play. We'll come to that as well. A couple of mids and a amazing defender, Harry, that you should probably have a look at Norwich. So a really good kind of little cross-section of players there for 40 quid. Goalkeeper, also a huge question mark, but that aside, even the calibre of outfielders I've managed to bring in for that price alone, I think is bloody brilliant. So the ones I don't keep in the Road to Glory series, they're the cards that I'll be giving away. To those people. Well. So good, useful cards have been recommended by one of the amazing So Rare scouts and managers from around the world that tune in to catch the content here with us, Harry. So
I love
they're
it.
all good picks. They're all good guys.
Yeah, no, I believe it. I'm looking forward to it.
And it should be good fun. As always, Harry, we've got a bunch of people in here live and loud with us. I seen,
Yeah.
I got some DMs after the stream earlier this week, and the tune is a big hit with all the infants in in anyone's house whenever they're putting the stream on the telly. So I'm glad that the kids are enjoying the wee copyright free song that I've managed to get my hands on.
That's class.
But
That's
fist
unreal.
bumps are due to everyone that is joining us live. If you're joining us after we've been live, thank you very much. Please do like the stream, leave a comment below, and let us know any interactions with the stream you've enjoyed tonight with me and Harry as well. One thing just before I get into the fist bumps, Harry, I caught the Modern Game podcast with Techers and Josh earlier today.
Yeah.
And I had a good time with it. If you check it, I left a couple of comments of the times I had the most fun, and I was back in that habit of like timestamping comments. So anyone who's watching this after we've been live, especially if there is something, particularly if you're referencing something we're speaking about, if you just type the minute into the comment, then it'll be timestamped as well. So that means other people get to see what you're talking about. I can respond to you. Harry can respond to you a wee bit better as well. And I think it's So anyway, I really enjoyed that. I recommend you check it out. And if you are commenting after we've been live, feel free to put a wee timestamp on it. You know?
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, we had Edward, sorry, it's just chopped off at the top here. Krasovsky, first in, fist bump, good to see you. Jonathan Gargi, Finn, he watched the video, Harry, where I'm talking about goals and objectives, and he's saying, let's get Quinny to 10,000 subs. The only way that can happen is by smashing that like button and getting involved. So thank you very much, Finn.
100%.
Let's do it together. Harry Trades is in the chat. Let's pop to you, Harry. Sorare Viking, loving it. Good to see you, my man. Sean Connolly, Moy El Shishi, Leo55, Gaza, Jeremy Graham, Hybrid, Score, the Taco Slayer. That's a wee bit of the reason the stream tonight's a wee bit later, because when we're finished here, me and the Taco Slayer are going to be recording a basketball podcast for Sorare NBA. Sorry, I just totally drew a blank there. So good to see you, my man. Looking forward to that. I only have 5 limited, says Finn, and 4 of them are MLS, so he's definitely marking dates off the calendar there now. Charlie Dunbar, Ugo Gallo, Dimmy, one of the heroes of the Road to Glory series so far. Good to see you. Rico Man, Tom Bradley, I beg your pardon. Arsenal Dude, Pablo Lopez Jimeno, good to see you, my man. Ola from Spain, indeed. And is that everyone for fist bumps? Bald Sherlock, Moldy, Ian Sorare, good to see all of you guys. Thanks for joining us live and loud. Harry, what we normally do is we look at the midweek and say what the hell happened or how good they were doing. I've got nothing. Have you got anything from the midweek?
Mate, honestly, nothing. I can't remember the last time I didn't submit like anything, and this was that week, game week 334. Not a single lineup for myself. It was nice though. It's just been a nice little couple of days off, I guess, and just it's allowed me just more time to look forward to the game week that we're sort of previewing right now, which is 335. Yeah, no, it's been nice. I really enjoyed it actually.
It's kind of nice having that. You don't have that worry every night of, oh, there's a team playing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I've not got who's got cards in this team. And because in the midweeks, you especially, Harry, you can be riding high for a couple of days and you're just waiting on somebody playing.
Definitely, mate. 100%. Obviously, I think there's one more game today, or I think Chelsea play Man City right now, actually. So, people will be itching to see how that sort of works out. I think my co-host Federico of the Value Talent podcast is actually first in Champion Europe, I think, right now. So he's hoping that I guess the Chelsea and the Man City boys who are left don't mess up his situation. But I think it's Champion Europe rare. Just having a little look here. Yeah, he's in first with 432 points. I'm just looking unfinished lineups only. Yeah, he's basically won. I mean, unless Koulibaly scored, he's won. He's won. Well, yeah. I'm just trying to work out. Yeah. I think he's in. I think he's won. So yeah, congrats to him if he's watching. Mate, no, nothing else to really report on midweek, to be honest.
Good. So it was dead for both of us. That's fine.
Yeah.
Don't need to dwell on that. I think there'll be some people in the live chat, but who have been kicking ass and taking names. I know a lot of people were let down by Bayazit in the midweek, the only U23 keeper, and he was only worth an extra like 2 points or something versus the DNP option. So, anything from this midweek, if you guys in the live chat got anything to say about it or let us know, of course, feel free. If you're wondering as well, guys, about the Road to Glory giveaway that is on tonight, it's ended now. So all the entrants you're known, and then we'll come to you throughout the stream. We've got 4 cards to give away. We'll do that incrementally as we roll through. But The giveaway for next week is open, so when you're done with the stream tonight, make sure to check out the Road to Glory series video from this week, where I profiled the players that we're talking about, and leave your suggestion for next week, and then it'll be rinse and repeat. We'll be doing all this stuff again, which will be good fun. But Harry, I think without any further ado, buddy, that probably brings us on to having a look at the fixtures and whatnot.
Yeah, let's do it.
So I'm just going to throw these up. Just give me 2 ticks, and boom. Right, okay, there we go. And then play sharper, we've got that open as well. Awesome. Now, normally we'll just go top to bottom, and we'll just kind of run through this in terms of the fixtures. Now, I am actually sitting thinking, how many fixtures have we got? And yeah, so
it's not a crazy amount. I think there's a manageable amount, to be completely honest.
Yeah, we're not obviously going to go through every kick of the ball and every game and whatever, but we've got Mexico back, so we'll definitely have a look at some of the key runners and riders there, as well as Turkey. Yeah. Serie A will be interesting because that's just returned also. Scotland, of course, we'll get to. I think, yeah, when we get to Scotland, of course, we can talk about Celtic for 5-10 minutes and do my predicted 11. We'll go through the play sharper predicted 11 as well, as all these kind of teams. And we'll give away a card at that point as well. But what I'll do just right before we jump into the fixtures, Harry, is I will have a look, and what I can do is see who actually... So what we did is we've got 4 players, all the polls went out, and basically the popular demand vote, whoever wins it is going to be the winner. Now, I just need to double check all the final results, but I'm quite sure I know who did win in the end. So just bear with me a moment. I'm just going to double check all of these. The Reddit one we actually had a little bit of a glitch with because I don't know why, but we just did. So I just need to go back and 2 seconds. Where are we? Because I just wanted. It's just because when I'm looking at the fixtures, I thought if you're here for the giveaway, I want to at least do one wee bit of it now. And then
yeah, it makes sense. Definitely.
My conscience is clear that he's. There we go. So we're getting all of these comments. So it must be for that post. There we go. Yeah. So it is. It looks like Daniel Wass has taken it. So on Twitter, he was the top voted player. On YouTube, he was the top voted player. And on Reddit, which didn't get as much time in the end because of some of the glitches. Let me just double check, but I'm sure it was Wass as well, because all the responses I was getting, I was asking people to drop a comment to enter the giveaway. Because as you know, Harry, voting in a poll, I can't recognise who's done that, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And all the comments I was getting through were talking about Wass. So let me just double check that post as well. But yeah, it's 17. Let me have a peek. And it's Ortega. Oh, no, it's actually a bit split here. For some reason, the actual poll itself has not been voted upon. And actually, as I look at the comments, it's actually very heavily in favour of Ortega. So it's kind of split between Reddit and Twitter. And then when I look at YouTube, yeah, it goes for Wass. So the winner is the Daniel Wass. Now, who was it that recommended the Daniel Wass? I think it was either David Martinez or it might have been Dimmy. So I'll need to investigate that. But if you nominated the Daniel Wass, you are the winner of... Let me go grab the card. The Sergio Camelo Limited from the giveaway itself. So I'll double check who it was that nominated them. I've got a good idea of who it was, 1 or 2 people. But anyway, I'll go and contact them and get that out. But it looks like Daniel Wass will be staying in the Road to Glory series. And the person who nominated him is going to get under 23 forward for Rayo Vallecano. At the weekend, he got man of the match against Girona. He got himself an assist and a goal, double decisive, which is absolutely beautiful. And with... there's some transfers going on at Vallecano. Is it Raul de Tomas that's came into them or something? So they're maybe even going to get a wee bit better. So for a U23 striker, it's a great reward to be given away. And thank you very much to that manager who recommended him. So yeah, awesome.
Love it.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Well done, Dimmy.
Well done. Was it Dimmy? Is he in the live chat?
Well, I don't know. Finn said well done, Dimmy. So I don't know if we're going with Finn's... Yeah,
I think Dimmy was the one, because I think when I referenced him in the video, I said thanks to Dimmy, I now know that Wass is in Denmark. So yeah, I think it will be Dimmy. Congratulations, my man.
So Nellis is in the chat as well.
John, my man, fist bump. Oh, and we've got the 69mega.com lads in here as well. Pump to them. I see John. Good to see you, my man. Good to see you. And then Deanie, Nellis sent me. Fist bump to you, Deanie. Thanks a lot, John, for the support, my man. Jack Doyle. Good to see you, my man. 334 was so boring after so much SPFL. Yeah, we had we were a bit of a gluttony of SPFL for a few weeks there. Tom Torque, Matt McCann, Jay Vick, Mo Elshay. Fist bump to all of you guys, of course, as well. Anyone know if DePaul is fit to play? We'll have a look at the expected 11 for that. And I've also got a good Atletico Madrid source I'll go and have a wee peek at for us as well. Barca v Atleti will be spicy. It definitely will. Atleti, yeah, I was right the first time. Was is likely one. Yeah, I think we're all kind of say that. Yes, it was Dimmy, and he is here in the chat, so that's fantastic. Camelo looks class, and I think Camelo, if I'm right in saying so, he's on loan from Atleti Madrid, and Atleti Madrid, Harry, as we all know, they've been slated for the João Felix saga, as it was, and not bringing through attackers, yada yada. But they've just started a wee guy in midfield, just to give you a wee Atleti tangent. A wee under 23 mid that he's all way to check out. He's got no card yet, but he's called Pablo Barrios. And if El Cholo Simeone is going to start playing some youth kids, there's another guy at right back who's out on loan called Manu Sanchez at Osasuna, who's very good. Camelo up front, that's Pablo Barrios guy. And then in League 2, they've got another guy called Yavi Sereno. So there might be a little kind of youth revolution happening at Atleti over the next season.
They've been due one, haven't they?
Due one for sure.
Yeah, it's about time that they've produced a few youngsters. So yeah.
So we'll get to the fixtures, Harry. I think when I look at La Liga Smartbank or La Liga 2 to most people at home, there's not much that really jumps out to me here in terms of main SO5 implications.
Not massively. I'm just looking at, so while you look at that, I'll look at the game week central on Sorare data and let you know who are the best sort of fixtures in that sense, like on paper, right? Nice. And the only Smartbank ones that are really coming up is Granada, so they play at home to Cartagena.
Yep.
Yeah, and then Leganes are playing at home to Lugo, CD Lugo. Okay. So there's 2 Smartbank fixtures there. Zaragoza are in so I'm looking at the top 30 fixtures basically here in the whole game week, if that makes sense. Sure. And yeah, Zaragoza at home to Mirandas. That is apparently a good fixture on paper. Las Palmas at home as well. So it looks like there's a load of at-home Smartbank teams basically. Deportivo at home, Las Palmas at home. Yeah, so basically, there's actually a couple of decent fixtures, I think, on paper for a few of these Smartbank teams if you want to sort of get involved in them this game week.
Especially that home,
home advantage.
Home,
yeah.
For sure.
I've got a couple players in Liga Smartbank, but I have a player playing for Eibar, and they're playing Ibiza, who are like bottom of the league, and I don't understand why that's not coming up as one of the really good fixtures, because it's literally second versus 22nd. Oh, here it is. I lie. Eibar is in there here. Yeah, it's pretty far down. Yeah, so you got Eibar as well at home to Ibiza. So yeah, there's like 5 or 6 actually really decent fixtures, I would say, for these for the Smartbank boys.
Yeah, good catch on that one for sure. Kind of opens up a wee bit of perspective on global. The only thing I was going to maybe suggest that has a bit of a plot line to it is the Villarreal and the Villarreal 2 goalkeeper situation. So with Geronimo Rulli, of course, moving to Ajax, the latest report I've seen was that Jorgensen will be on the bench now for Reina and rotate with him, which means that we've got our boy Alvarez here almost guaranteed to be a U23 starter now at Villarreal 2 for the time being. So I'm sure there's a lot of managers that have went and got him. I know he's not got many cards, so there's not actually that many managers, but people that have picked him up will be buzzing about that.
Definitely.
And we've also got a former MLS player in this squad as well, Mamadou Fall, who was very highly rated. So maybe there's a wee U20. Is he even still U23, Mamadou Fall?
He is, yeah. I'm pretty sure he's. Yeah, I think he's really young, like 9. Yeah, 20. Yeah.
It's a nice U23 little combo there. It's not quite Muric and Harwood Bellis, is it? But it's
Jordan Bale. Let's not forget.
And Jordan
Bale.
For sure.
I saw his super rare was auctioned actually 2 days ago. It went for 1.8 ETH, which was pretty decent, I thought.
That's decent. You got it as a reward,
yeah.
didn't you?
No, to be fair, I bought mine about a year ago when he was at Gladbach, but I paid like 0.6 ETH for him, but at the time it was like 1.8k, so like it's basically the same price, to be honest. I didn't get I got a Bay of Rare as a reward. No, I'm lying again. I got Bellis as a reward. I bought I have a rare and a super rare Bayer that I bought basically. Yeah, Bellis is the only reward.
Yeah, fair enough. I remember when the first streams you were talking about Jordan Bayer, and I was like, how did Harry get this guy? And I just I don't know. My memory tells me you won him, but obviously I'm not remembering it.
No, you're fine. He's a football index sort of scouting mission from me, to be fair.
Nice. Love that.
Yeah.
Coming back to pay dividends.
Oh, cheeky.
In La Liga Santander, the actual La Liga, I could probably talk a wee bit better about this. There's a full fixture list here. Villarreal are hosting Real Madrid. That should be a tough SO5 game. We've got Mallorca at home, who are a good home team. If anyone like me is sad enough to have players from there. But the headline fixture, like the live chat was mentioning, is Atleti at home at the Wanda Metropolitano to FC Barcelona. And the predicted 11 for this one, Harry, you will actually really like it. I don't know if you've looked at it yet, but they've got starting up front for Barca. Fatty at 70%.
Well, he won the game from last night. I mean, it'd just be right, wouldn't it, for him to have another shot at proving everyone wrong, I guess. Because he came on last night, 74th minute, I think, scored to make it 4-3. It was a bit of a deflection, but regardless, he still scored. And yeah, Barca almost struggled against a third division club, and the guy who scored for the opposition was actually a La Masia graduate. He scored a hat-trick last night, 21 years old. So I thought that was quite ironic. But yeah, 4-3 in the end. Barca got lucky. But yeah, no, I am happy to see Fatty at the top of there for sure.
Yeah, so let's hope it's a good one for you and Ansu Fati. I'm a wee bit disappointed that Ferran Torres is so unlikely to feature in any position, because I thought he was getting back into the team. You know, he played the last couple of games in some capacity, but alas, it doesn't look to be. On the Atleti side, Pablo Barrios is in to start. So if you watch this game, you'll see the kid I'm talking about, and he's giving me kind of little Renato Sanchez vibes in terms of like really coming out of nowhere. No one really seeing them breaking into the team. Obviously, like internally, I'm sure they've been aware of the guy as a prospect or whatever, but coming out of nowhere, breaking into the team and making a real splash. So let's hope he has a good performance. We've got Marcos Llorente probably playing right wing back, which is painful for me to see. But yeah, it should be a good game. Hopefully, All Black makes a ton of saves.
Yeah,
and I'm hoping Barca don't actually do that well in this game, to be quite honest, because of just like Fatty maybe playing up front over Depay and Rafinha just being back from the World Cup. You know, and just different bits and pieces of Rajo coming back from injury, and whatever else. I'm just hoping it's not a great game for Barca. What do you think Barca's outlook is in this game, Harry?
I don't know. I mean, the fact that like they struggled yesterday, and whoever started yesterday and didn't do what they probably should have done, that might sort of, like in the Fatty situation, came on and did something positive. I think last night, even though it was a cup game, those sort of situations do have a big effect on what's going to happen on the weekend. Sorry, and I read that like Rafinha and Fatty are quite impressed. So I think Rafinha's probably going to start, even though he's at 60%. Fatty's at 70. Yeah, makes sense to me. I can't see how Dembele gets dropped. Everything else sort of picks itself, really. Koundé's back, obviously, now from the World Cup. Araujo's nice and fit. Whether he plays right back or not, I think I'd probably think to see Koundé at right back rather than Araujo. I think he's more comfortable there personally. But yeah, no, I think it'll be a good game. I don't know how good of a game it'll be from an SO5 perspective, to be honest, for both teams. So I don't know if we have that much to worry about. I know you said obviously you'd prefer your players to play, of course, because there's utility in that. But yeah, I don't think we've got too much to worry about, in terms of like smashing scores, to be completely honest. What about you? Do you think there's going to be any like outliers score wise?
No, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm just doing a wee live now. Sorry, Harry, it distracted me for a second there.
No, you're good. I was just looking at some of the other fixtures now. I think Valencia probably have the best fixture in La Liga this upcoming game week, home to Cadiz. That could be something to keep an eye on for champion.
Cadiz apparently getting linked to Luis Alberto and somebody else for mega money.
Really? Have they got money?
Apparently they're linked to them.
Apparently. Interesting. That is interesting. 45% clean sheet for Mamadashvili, so that could be a big under 23 goalkeeper situation there, because he always scores well AA wise as well. So we could potentially see a bit of a mammoth score there from him if he does hold on to that clean sheet. I guess there's no necessary shocks in the team really. Everyone's above 75% starting probability, but yeah, I could see that being a pretty tasty game for anyone that has Valencia cards for sure.
Yeah, and unfortunately I've not got any. I'll pull the lineups for that. I'd set us up to get Real Madrid, but I'll go and pull up Valencia because don't mind some Valencia players. And yeah, home
Hmm.
Cadiz is a pretty favourable tie overall. But yeah, it looks
Yeah.
like Correa will be in, Gaia will be back, Hugo Guillamon in midfield, Yunus Musa, U23 monster mid. And then the front three looks handy enough, I suppose, in this kind of fixture. Castillo's always effective, Lino's been impressive, and Cavani is evergreen at the moment. So yeah, should do pretty well. Bongonda in at right mid is funny to see. Um, but yeah, the other big fixture in La Liga is Real Madrid against Villarreal. I just popped their teams
Hmm.
up there. So it looks like we're going to have Pepe Reina in goals now that really is left for Holland. A back four of Foyth, Albiol, Pau Torres, and Alberto Moreno. Midfield three of Alex Banena, Danny Parejo, and Etienne Capu. Front three of Chukwueze, Gerard Moreno, and Yeremy Pino. Now, I'm actually really excited to see that midfield, Harry, because my unique Denis Suarez has been confirmed basically to be signing for Villarreal, and it's just
I
is it
have
going to
seen
happen in
that.
the
Yeah.
summer or January? So if
Okay.
this is the
Okay.
team, I see him slipping in there in terms of on top of that Alex Banana guy, maybe on
Uh
top of
huh.
Coquelin or something. And if he is
Yeah.
going to play with Danny Parejo, then that'll be good. And then hopefully he takes some set pieces off him as well. That'll be fun. Because Dennis Suarez is, I think he's left-footed, and then Danny's right, so maybe we get a wee bit of that. But that front three is really exciting. Chukwueze, Gerard Moreno back from injury, and Yeremy Pino, bit of a wonder kid at the moment.
Yeah. I was a bit of a Pino stand for a little while. Good little player, fast, direct. Not really the best SO5 type of player you want, but yeah, no, in real life, a very very talented young lad.
Yeah, I like him a lot. And the Real Madrid team looks pretty strong, except for right back. Lucas Vasquez looks to be coming in. But at the back, we've
Mm.
got Militao, Alaba, Ferland Mendy. Midfield, a Kroos, Tchouameni, Modric. Front three of Vinny, Benzema, and Valverde. It's pretty much the strongest like front six that they've got fit and available at the
Yeah,
moment.
definitely.
Even if everyone is fit, I don't see any of them dropping out. So should be a really good game. But both teams are not high scoring. But the way that some of these players achieve their points, it's not always through decisives. You know, a lot of these guys are big AA killers that need one decisive to get a mammoth score. That's kind of the way Real Madrid run, and kind of what we see from
Yep.
Villarreal as well, isn't it?
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. I actually what weirdly see there being quite a few goals in that game for whatever reason. Um, and no, I think Real Madrid might have a little bit too much pace for them going forward. Like Foyth against sort of Vinny seems a bit of. I think Foyth's a good player. I don't think he's athletically going to be able to cope um,
Yeah, I can see
with
that.
Vinny, but I could be wrong. Albiol's, I mean, bit of a veteran, but getting on a bit now, especially if him and Foyth are like partnering each other in terms of like Albiol right centre back, Foyth right back. I feel like that could be exploited quite easily for Vinny sort of inwards into the box type of runs. And then Valverde the other side, which is all the best basically. Trying to catch him. So yeah, no, I think it'll be a good game. I don't think Real will keep a clean sheet if I had to guess, but I do think there'll be goals. 3-1 maybe would probably be my guess.
Wow, well, it'll be good for any Vinny
Yeah,
holders. I'll tell you that. If it's 3-1, he'll be involved.
you'd hope so. Well, I'm hoping so anyway.
We're getting some great stuff here in the live chat, Harry. Edward
Yeah.
Krasowski is saying that Luis Alberto is now rumoured to Turkey from
Okay.
Viviano, the Italian goalkeeper, who
Interesting.
is a Sorare player. So, Edward, can you elaborate on that? What do you mean from Viviano? Has he told you that? Has he seen? Has he said, "Oh, I fancy Alberto to go to Turkey," or have you seen him buy his unique or something? Let me know. M is asking if Guillamon is a DM now. Yeah, Guillamon's been a DM for probably about 18 months now. And his AA is only now starting to become good in a defensive midfield role. Still under 23, I think, as well. He's a decent player, but not very exciting, let's say. He's not a big, huge scorer. Alan Burberry, good to see you. TNFA, sorry, good to see you. Anna SH, I've seen this earlier. I'll throw this to you now, Harry. Paddy Shield to Chelsea. Thoughts and feelings?
I mean, I'm not ecstatic about it in the sense that I'd obviously prefer him to stay at Monaco for the rest of the season type of thing. Um, but on the other hand, Chelsea don't have any left-footed centre halves. I rate him enough to think that he's good enough to start for them. Do I think he's going to start every game, or that's the only issue for me is just rotations and stuff. As so rare players, we just hate rotations, don't we? But I think if he can get his foot in the door there, and maybe Chelsea might hopefully revert back to a 3, and he play left centre back of a 3, Thiago Silva in the middle, and then either Koulibaly on the right. If Fofana's back, Fofana on the right, then I'd be quite over the moon with that. I don't know if I see him really I don't see him starting over Koulibaly and Thiago Silva in a 2 is my worry. So That's probably the downside because they're playing a 4 at the back right now. I don't know whether that's because Reece James is injured now and what have you. So yeah, no, interesting. I'm not ecstatic, but I'm willing to sort of, long it out, if that makes sense. He's young enough to where I can kind of not worry about it too much.
Yeah. And if he scores like Saliba or Gabriel Magalhaes, you'll be doing all right, I think.
Yeah, no, he has the capacity to, like, playing in Potter's sort of system. They're gonna get a lot of, he's a ball playing centre half. He's been bought in for a reason. These scouts and these sort of executives ain't stupid. Like we know how sort of good he is on the ball and stuff. So yeah, I think he fits their sort of way of playing, or Potter's way of playing, and it's just a matter of just nailing down one starting role, and hopefully he can. If your first game's a good game after you've been signed, it's a good sign in the sense that it just sort of kicks you on and gives you a bit of momentum going into the second half of the season. So I am excited. I hope he does get a chance at least, because we know what Chelsea are like with youngsters. But you don't bring in a £40 million player for him to just rot on the bench at his age. I'd like to think, but yeah, weirder things have happened for sure.
Yeah, no, totally. Hybrid is asking if the Premier League rumours are true. I think after that leak that we got the other day from, was it Football Insider or something? It just it feels in the reckoning, doesn't it now? Like the first link from Sky News, like Sky News I don't think they mess about with information,
No.
as much as like you might have an opinion on them as a news outlet, but like they don't make stuff up, they wouldn't, about this kind of thing anyway, whatever you want to accuse them of outside of that. But then when you get that sport related one that probably knows some people in some places or whatever, it does feel like in the reckoning now, Harry, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. It's a weird one, isn't it? It's like, it's so prolonged in the sense that, like, I don't know, like every other announcement we've had with Sorare in terms of leagues, it's always like, we might know something a few days before, like just like rumors and stuff, but nothing concrete. But this has been like legitimate sources of like said things and written things for like a few months now. It feels like ever since the sort of other deal collapsed with the other company, Celsius or whoever it was, Census, I don't know. And it seemed like Sorare overtook it, and the 30 million a year deal, whatever. So like in a weird way, like obviously I'm excited, but then it's like it feels like it's just guaranteed to happen in a weird way because we see prolonged news about it, if that makes sense. Even though there's no cards on the platform, obviously. Where, like I said, with other releases, with other leagues, it was just like, boom, Sorare released the Eredivisie and it's just out, and it's just like, okay, wow, that's a surprise. Sorare released, I don't know, League One or whatever, Serie A. It just felt like things that kept under wraps. But obviously, with the Premier League, biggest league in the world, there's going to be leaks, unfortunately. And I just think it's just a case of one of them, isn't it? We've been patient with it. We still don't know, like, I can't tell you 100% it's going to happen, but it seems like it's going to happen. It's kind of my thought process, I guess.
I hope so. It should be fun.
Yeah,
the next 100%. One we had to come in here from just to catch up with the chat is Jeremy Graham saying that Velhurst, the AZ goalkeeper, is a specialist lock this week. So I'm guessing that means he's L15 under 40 with a good fixture. So Jeremy Graham helping out the Sorare managers and scouts around the world tuning in. So thank you very much, my man. We've got fist bumps here as well. Alan Burberry got yours. Hoops winner, good to see you. Leo 55, Mikael Svensson, good to see you. Maxime, good to see you. Maxime, you get really involved in the Road to Glory series, so thank you very much for that. And there was another comment I was just going to pull up here before we got back to the fixtures and whatever. What one was it again? Viviano mentioned this in an interview, and I think somebody's going to try and put the link in the live chat, but it sounds like it's just a generic interview he's done. Maxime is saying that Potter doesn't really like Koulibaly, so he thinks that Badiashile will start over him. Mikael Svensson's asking about thoughts on Hector Herrera. What do you think about that? Do you think you could play over Koulibaly?
I think I see it. I don't get me wrong. I don't not see that. And I think the left-footed thing is a lot more important than people sort of take, like, the people realize type of thing. Like, it's so much more comfortable playing on the left side of as a centre back when your strongest foot is left, if that makes sense. I think it's awkward if it's not. I think Thiago Silva plays it really well though. But for whatever reason, apparently I didn't know about the Koulibaly situation in that sense. So yeah, why not? Thiago Silva and Badiashile, sign me up now. Well, Badiashile and Fofana would be the ideal scenario because I own both of them. But we have to wait on that one because I think Fofana is still injured right now. So yeah.
Fair play. And Mikael Svensson was asking about Hector Herrera. I think he could do really well this season. He's a DP centre mid Mexico international, plays for Houston, moved from Atletico Madrid. Had a pretty decent World Cup as well, actually, for Mexico. And I think like he's a guy that could be an AA monster. Like maybe not with the same kind of attacking output as some centre mids you see in MLS, but he's a guy that could collect, because Houston are crap. He could collect 8 interceptions in a game or something like that. He's that kind of player. He probably will get booked quite a lot. He's got a good chance of getting some fouls against him and stuff, but he's in a really bad team and he's a really good defensive player. So AA wise, it could be really good. If you look at some guys that fit that profile in Europe, you will see some of these kind of things I'm talking about. Sometimes that's actually a good situation for those players to be in. So I think it might actually be a good one to look at, Mikael. A human alien's asking me about Celtic stuff. We'll get to that shortly. Shaka Boom, we'll grab on this one, Harry, then we'll get back to fixtures. When you two buying first, or who? So if the Premier League came out, who would be the first player you would buy?
I mean, this obviously is different between like who I'd like to buy and who I'm going to buy in that sense. But obviously there's tons of under 23 boys that I'd love to sort of get my hands on. It only makes sense getting somebody from that Arsenal sort of contingency right now. Like I'd love a Saka, I'd love a Martinelli. Saka would be the most ideal, but you're going to be talking crazy money. So whether it's going to happen or not is sort of undecided. But yeah, I'd love one of those two. Obviously, a Phil Foden wouldn't be bad to own. Mason Mount would be a nice one, I think, as well. I know he's not starting tonight for Chelsea, but just in terms of the profile of a so rare player, in terms of matrices and what have you, I think he sort of fits that quite nicely. There's obviously other ones, some more undercover ones. A lot of Brighton boys coming through the ranks right now that I like the look of. So yeah, no, I think whether I get them is a different question. I'd like to win them. It's kind of the goal. Use my cards that I own right now to win the sort of Premier League cards. And yeah, sort of just take it from there. But of course, yeah, if the chance comes, obviously I'm going to take in and try and get some of these big boys.
I think so I answered this in the podcast this morning, but I think the first player I'm going to try and go for, so I don't actually think he's in the team all the time now, so maybe he goes a wee bit cheap at the beginning, is Tierney. I'd like to get him in nice and quickly.
Nice. I like that. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind if I was to go for, if I was to give you a funny one. It's not really funny anymore because he's had a great World Cup, but I did I can plug a wee video, but I did a Premier League bargain, like bunch of players like in December after the Sky News link, and one of them was Alexis McAllister. If you look at his scores now, they're incredible, and he has had a good World Cup, so that the cat is thoroughly out the bag. It was already out the bag when I spoke about it, but it's thoroughly out the bag now.
100%.
But there's players like that in the Prem, so look at the small teams. There'll be guys that take out the sets, and we've played other games, Harry. Like you'll remember on I think it was Footstock, Milivojevic was just like a mad cheat code card because he took all the set pieces for Palace. And they were a bottom half team under Roy Hodgson, not playing good football, So, the Prem, don't turn your nose up at some of these bottom end teams because it's all about players. At the end of the day, with Sorare building a team from individuals.
Players like João Moutinho, just random little centre mids that you wouldn't even think. I mean, obviously he's a good player in real life. It's obvious he wouldn't be 35 playing in the Prem, but those are the type of guys that are like good on. So
big time. The next set of fixtures we come to, Harry, is actually Holland right now. I want to start with Ajax because we've actually had a few comments about the Daily Blind to Bayern Munich transfer. Did you catch this one? I know it's a different time zone.
I did. I saw that this morning. Yeah, I woke up to it pretty early to think that how in the world is that sort of worked out? I don't really understand it, to be honest, mate. I think it's a weird one. Very weird. Not like I wouldn't count him as a Nagelsmann type of player. He's not, what I'm saying? He's not athletic. He's not sort of, I know he's good on the ball, but I just don't see, look, I don't think he's going there to start. You'd like to hope. You know what I'm saying? With like Alphonso Davies and whoever. I think he's just cover. I think they might know that Lucas Hernandez they know he's injury prone. Do they really trust De Ligt? Probably not. Upamecano can be dodgy as well. I just think he could be that sort of big brother type of situation where, he comes in. He's probably been told you're not going to have a massive role in this team, but when you're needed, you're going to play type of thing. I don't see him. I just can't see how he fits into the team, if I'm being honest. Do you?
Yeah.
Really?
No, it's quite a hard one.
It just don't make sense. Yeah.
It is a cover player, because he's like a poor man's Kimmich, like he can play left back, centre back, defensive
Kimmich.
mid.
He can
play like he can do that kind of utility for you, you know, fill in for 10 minutes at the end of a game, start the game against bottom of the league, play the cup, you know.
Yeah.
So I think they're just kind of getting a wee bit of a wee bit of reliability out of him. He'll be buzzing to go and get some medals in his locker.
Yeah. Year or so at Bayern, sign me up, isn't it? At
Yeah, big time,
32,
man.
sign me up.
Numero 10 is confirming in the chat as well that Hernandez is out for 6 months. So
Okay,
yeah,
that makes
Hernandez kind of has that versatility also without the midfield
Yeah.
presence, of course.
Yeah, they're very similar players, I'd say, on the ball as well. Actually, Blind actually reminds me a lot of Hernandez. Yeah, but obviously Hernandez is a lot younger. But yeah, regardless, they're definitely a weird move.
But this looks to be the Ajax team to play away to NEC Nijmegen, if that's how you say it. So quite a favourable fixture for them. Timber and Bassey and Wijndal, powerhouse defenders are all in. I think Bassey's now got a card, so he's not got a picture here, but I'm sure he has carded now.
Yeah, you're right. I think he got a few limiteds right now.
Is that what it is? And then
Yeah.
the deadly front four of Bergwijn, Brobbey, Tadic and Berghuis. BBBT.
I like it.
Kudus might come in for some minutes as well. Kenny Taylor in midfield, that'll be good for Stish. Edson Alvarez in CDM. So a really strong Ajax team, a really stackable Ajax team with all those players. And I don't mean like, oh, it's a great idea to go and get them, but I mean like people that have stacks. Their team is here. They have the stacks have a team there.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just looking on the Sorare data matchups tab, and Ajax is on paper the 5th best fixture apparently of this game week, even though they're, away from home, as you just mentioned. I've watched any NFC play. Like they're not NEC play. They're not bad. Like I've watched them play at home. I have one of their players, Magnus Mattsson, one of their right wingers, as a super rare, and they're not terrible. But yeah, Ajax are obviously Ajax. So yeah, we can imagine they're going to dominate possession. I don't know if they're going to steamroll them in terms of goals, but they'll definitely sort of rake up stupid AA scores. You'd have to imagine.
Yeah. It's probably a good game to play Killison in if Ajax don't score more than 3, because he's probably going to be very busy. So
yeah,
if,
X-Club as well. Is that right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
X-Club. Same with Lassa Sean in midfield, the 35-year-old veteran.
True. Yeah, he's class. Yeah. I really like him.
Maybe we all get lucky and Ajax don't get a clean sheet this week. That'd be lovely.
Maybe.
Elsewhere in the Eredivisie, I think PSV have got a good game. Is it Rotterdam?
They do.
They're playing against?
Yeah, Sparta at home.
Sparta at home.
Yeah,
now, with Gakpo leaving, there's maybe some question marks to be answered over the front three for PSV going forward.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, in the there's a Sorare TV video, lads, coming out. Should be either tomorrow, Quinny, or maybe the day after. I don't know. Tomorrow. But regardless, looking up Ulid, episode 8. I filmed it today, or we filmed it today. And yeah, I did mention a PSV forward in that, in my 2 sort of picks for that episode. I won't really give it away, but I mean, it's probably quite obvious, actually. He's the only one that's under 23 in that picture that's due to start. I didn't know what the predicted 11 was, but yeah, that's kind of screwed me over. But regardless, no, I think El Ghazi's gonna nail down that left wing position for now. To be honest, I think that's kind of been sort of rumored quite heavily. Luke De Jong obviously is the 9, and I think Madueke back from injury now, back from the World Cup break and whatever. I think with the fixtures the PSV have over the next 5, lads, if you go have a look at them, they're phenomenal. And I think, yeah, he could really, really do some damage, I think, over these next 5 fixtures for sure.
Yeah. Strong midfield as well. Xavi Simons, Veerman and Sangar. So huge AA monsters across a lot of them, for different reasons, different styles of play, of course.
Yeah.
McBride will be happy. Philip Maxionique will be playing this game. And then looking at the Rotterdam team, do we know any of these players? Vito van Kruij was... Oh, wow, Koki Saito is in the Eredivisie. Do you remember Koki Saito? Do you remember him? No. So Koki Saito, right? He didn't get that many cards in the J League, and then Man City signed him, and they sent him to that Belgian 2 team, like Lommel or something.
Yeah, I know Lommel. Yeah.
So he went to Lommel. Where the hell was I just looking for him there? Saito. And obviously, he was a Red Cross for ages, but he's like seen as like a wee Japanese wonder kid. He's still 21. He's been in Europe for a year or 2 at this point.
Yeah.
Roddy Boss has 2 of them, so I suggest there's a deal to be had if anyone was interested in such a player. And there are forward cards as well, which could actually be something quite sneaky. Because I actually thought he was a mid at first there for some reason. Because I think was he listed as a mid? Yeah, he's listed as a mid up here, but he is actually a forward, so maybe investigate that. But unlikely to get carded as well. Who knows? But so anyway, that's a wee surprise to me that we see Koki Saito there, and yeah, no one else really jumps out to me. So yeah, should be a good game for PSV, I would suggest. And then top of the league, Feyenoord. Who do they have again? They are away to Utrecht, and we're expecting it to be the Kaiser season. Barkas seems to be injured. The Kaiser played a friendly.
Yeah.
Don't give a fuck about the rest of the Utrecht team. Bastos is playing, Taylor Booth is playing, Jens Toonstra will be playing. Sean Claver as well. I featured him on a video ages ago. He'll be playing. But the Feyenoord team, Danilo, Igor Pasiao, Dillerson, Szymanski, Kotchu, Weaver, I don't know this Weaver guy, Hartman, Hanko, Rasmussen, Gertruida, and Bijlo. Quite a strong Feyenoord team.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Feyenoord struggle here, to be honest. I don't think Utrecht are horrendous by any stretch of the imagination. So yeah, no, I think that'll be quite a close game, honestly. And yeah, just nice to see. Well, I mean, Kotchu might do what he does, normally. If Szymanski gets an assist or whatever, you could see a nice little dark screen score from him for sure.
I've just seen the live chat saying that 20 are going to smash. So I've pulled this game up, and yeah, Emmen are heavy favourites to get battered. And Van Wilswinkel, Vaclav Cherny, and Virgil Misijin, who's been on my favourites list for too long. I don't even remember why. But a good front three from the looks of it. Gil Smal, Hilgers at the back as well. Prominent defenders on the platform. Sadalek in midfield is quite handy. And Unerstal, the cult hero goalkeeper. So yeah, really strong team. And Emmen, do we know any of these guys?
I actually have a super rare Mendes, the right winger or left winger.
Cool. Any good?
I mean, I've won him, and I've not been able to play him yet, in the sense that it was just before the World Cup started. So, yeah, no, I'm excited to sort of get him going. He seems to do okay. He has decent AA score sometimes. Scores a couple goals now and again. So, I'm hoping I can get a bit of utility out of him. But yeah, it's not the best game on paper to be doing that. But AZ Alkmaar is probably the next best standout fixture, I would say. It's home to Vitesse. They're sort of rumored to sort of have a good game there, I'd imagine.
Yeah, Jordi Klaassen, I beg your pardon, and Tijani Reinders anchoring a midfield that is going to feature probably Georgi Mihailovic with a front three of Odegaard, Pavlidis and Carlson. That does look like a very formidable attacking outfit if Mihailovic can replicate his MLS form over there.
Definitely, mate. I'm all for the AZ bus. I've got my Odegaard and Carlson ready to rock and roll this weekend. I think we could see some nice decisives from them for sure. And Pavlidis as well. Obviously, I'm not known of him, but I'm sure you'll sort of get on some sort of score sheet, whether that's goal, assist, penalty one, whatever it is. I'll definitely see something happening for him.
And Vitesse, I was expecting to see a few players I knew here, Harry, in the Chelsea feeder team that they maybe used to be now. Because I don't see any Chelsea influence on this. I don't know any player at all, other than Sherpin, of course, who's on loan from Brighton.
I'm just loading it up for myself. Yeah, I know Million Manhoef. I know Sondre Tronstad is a decent little player, to be fair. He's a bit old for me now, but I used to have a super rare of his in Challenger Europe Pro probably a year ago now, to be honest. He's a decent little AA fiend. Mellen Moulensteen's a decent centre half.
Sure.
Under 23, I believe. But yeah, other than that, yeah, I'm with you there. I'm not really I'm not really too familiar with a lot of their guys there, actually.
Yeah, so some really interesting, perhaps some pivotal fixtures that we're going to have in the Eredivisie. Let's give me 2 seconds. I'll just go back to the fixtures, Harry. We'll see what we've got left to come to.
No
so
worries.
We went through Spain and Holland. That brings us into Portugal. And there's only really 3 teams to talk about Portugal, so we could probably just have a look at their predicted 11s. There's been a lot of clamber around the hostage situation that is known as Enzo Fernandez. I seen Schmidt, the manager. Did you see his press conference today?
I didn't, but I've been informed about sort of what he said and stuff. Yeah, which was quite alarming, I guess, for Enzo holders, in the sense that it probably isn't going to play. On the plus side, he's not going to Chelsea right now, which is probably even better.
Yeah. So if anyone missed it, Schmidt came out in the press conference and basically, to sum it up for you, said that a team came in, said they would pay the release clause, got the player on board, which is Enzo. Then, in Schmidt's words, they've poisoned the player against him, and then they're saying we don't want to pay the clause, we want to negotiate the price down. So I
Yeah.
think everyone at Benfica is thoroughly pissed off with whoever. They wouldn't name the club. We all assume it's Chelsea at this point, but they seem thoroughly pissed off by it. So I think everyone wants them to go to Liverpool, and if Liverpool have got, and I know they're confirmed to be signing Matthias Nunes from Wolves, but
Yeah.
if they have any brains about them, just pay the release fee and bring Enzo in from Benfica to Liverpool.
I know. It just don't make sense. Yeah, I just don't see why they don't pay the extra. But yeah, it's a weird one, very weird one. But no, for me, go on.
I was just going to say, this Benfica team doesn't actually look that fearful to me. You know, Otamendi's a big hitter. Draxler could do a big score, but hasn't really done it yet. João Mario, Arunez are kind of the same. But I don't see any dominant players here, Harry. Do we need to worry about Benfica?
I mean, if we're going off the Sorare data sort of game week matchups, they're second behind a club that's very close to your heart. But yeah, they're second on the matchups. They have an 82% win percentage. So I mean, I know what you're saying. Like for name, I'm not looking at too much here. Chiquita wouldn't normally start. Obviously, Ganghola Ramos would, Mario would. Luis. But yeah, I know what you mean. Firepower wise, yeah, maybe I wouldn't be too afraid. But I think AA wise, in terms of the defense, Antonio Silva, Grimaldo always seems to score well, like you said, Otamendi. I think they'll score well. I think we'll see a lot of green. I don't know like how dark in that sense, but I wouldn't be too worried about like them scoring like a crazy amount of goals. But they did lose last game. They got battered by Braga away from home. So, you know, if now's the time to score 5 goals at home to sort of reassure fans and just confidence wise, you know, for themselves, now is the time. But of course, you know, it looks like Enzo might not be a part of that right now. So could make it extra hard for them in terms of just creating things and what have you. So yeah, I know what you mean. But I do think, I mean, looking at the odds, Quinny, the other Portimonense are nearly 20-1, which is actually quite scary because they're 8th in the league. They're not even like the worst team in the league. So yeah, maybe this will be a smasher. Maybe this will be a 5-0. And Ems just said in the chat, where's Neres? He's at 25%. He's at 25% for whatever reason. I don't exactly know the reason for that. I'm just looking in the, here we go, in the comments. So Neres will start. How likely are 90 minutes for him? I don't really know the reason for Neres. Oh, wait, there's someone said, is Neres still out? Yes. Okay, so Neres isn't playing for whatever reason. So if you have Neres, don't bother. Surface has just come into the chat and said Neres is maybe not going to play. Grimaldo is such a good play here. Yeah, I agree with Surface with the Grimaldo situation. I can smell a Grimaldo like 80, 85 without an AA, without a DA. It just screams of him whipping in crosses all day and taking free kicks and what have you. And creating loads of chances and probably getting a clean sheet on top of it. So sorry I rambled, but yeah.
No problem. I think, Channy's hoping that Florentino, fist bump Channy, Surface, good to see you. Florentino Luis scoops it up. You just need to hope these guys don't get booked, rack a lot of passes, and then there's a real decisive lottery. If you get decisive, you're made, I think, in this game. But I say, when I look at, if this was Ajax in this kind of game, you think, Tadic could get a hat-trick, Berghuis could do this, that kind of thing. Whereas this team, it's just kind of like, who is going to maybe do it? Maybe João Mario, maybe this guy gets something. That's kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah, they've got no like outstanding like I know Enzo's really good, but like he doesn't really play in the number 10 role for them. Like they have no one that's like taking every corner, every set piece, every penalty. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't have like a Carlos Heel of them. You know what I'm saying, of Benfica. João Mario is probably the closest in the sense that like he does take quite a lot of their set pieces and stuff, but doesn't really play in that sort of number 10 like central role. He plays out wide. So yeah, they don't really have a legit 10, if that makes sense. So the
other game in Portugal, or the next one that we would come to, is Porto away. Now, when I've got the team in front of me, Gabriel Veron is expected to start up front, the latest wonder kid from South America to reach Porto's shores. He'll be partnering Mehdi Taremi, midfield of Galeno, who I'm not familiar with at all, Steven Eustáquio, Otavio, and Matias Uribe. The back four, I'm not terribly sold on as a whole. You know, Pepe, Marcano, don't know Cardoso or this Wendell. I do know the Wendell. And then Diego Costa. So they're away from home, which maybe makes you think it's a wee bit of a tougher game, but they're playing this team, who I don't even know their name, and that's me. But
Casapia.
Wow, they're 5th.
Yeah.
But they do have
they're
terrible
5th.
odds in this match.
I know they got promoted last season, as far as I'm aware, and they've actually had a few decent results. Like they just seem to not concede that many goals. So I don't know if we can expect that many goals away from home for Porto here.
Sure.
I agree the defense is pretty shaky in terms of personnel. Like those aren't the sort of guaranteed centre halves normally if Pepe was playing and Carmo and whoever else. Pepe is the right back though. He's normally a right winger and he's playing right back. He's been sort of converted into a right back, but he is really good to be honest. Galano's a really good winger. I don't know why he's he'll be playing left wing, I imagine. He's got pace to burn. Estaquio's really good, and so's Otavio. So yeah, I see them dominating. I don't know if it's going to be like a potential Benfica sort of 4-5-0 because they're at home type of situation and playing worse opposition because Casapia obviously are fifth in the league. But like you said, the odds do sort of lean towards Porto kind of dominating, but I don't see it being like an absolute landslide. Yeah, I think I'd say 2-0 would probably be a fair sort of prediction, I think.
Fair play. And then the final team in Portugal is Sporting Lisbon. Now, the front three actually looks pretty exciting. Marcus Edwards, Paulinho, and Trincao, formerly of Barcelona, of course. There is no Pedro Goncalves for this game, which is a huge miss.
True.
But then they've then got Ugarte and then a solid back five with Inacio, Porro, Coates, and Nuno Santos all being big hitting, capable enough defenders. They're away to Maritimo, I think this is. Is it Maritimo? Where are they? It is Maritimo. Second bottom.
It is,
so, you know, Sporting Lisbon sitting in fourth behind Braga. This is a must-win for them. So you would, if you've got any of those cards, you would hope they do well. And maybe in the absence of Pedro Goncalves, maybe Trincao, Marcus Edwards, maybe one of the fullbacks or something, maybe some of them can pick up some of those points that he would have been doing on the set pieces and whatnot.
Yeah, very similar odds to the Porto game. I can't see anything more than a Sporting win here, to be honest. Porto are, on paper, the 8th best matchup of this game week. Porto are the 7th, and Benfica the 2nd. So, yeah, some strong scores expected from the Portuguese league, well, specifically those three teams this game week. So, I think the theme so far, Quinny, and we haven't even finished yet, is basically Challenger is going to be an absolute minefield in terms of scores. Like they could be frightening.
Could be a bloodbath. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I just think you know, there's going to be stacks of all these teams, but I think ultimately it's probably going to be a combination of a couple of them, you know, the kind of wins there, if that makes sense. Like there's going to be somebody who scores 100 for Benfica, I imagine. It's probably going to be someone, maybe a couple that scores close to that for Celtic. It's just kind of, you know, just getting all of them in the same sort of lineup and getting as many of them in that 5 as possible and captaining one, basically, I think is the it has to be the goal this week. Or you play them in All-Star and hope for something else, if that makes sense, and kind of avoid the massive challenger stacks.
Sounds, kind of where I'm at. And the next league we come to on that note is Belgium.
Of course, another challenge.
Belgians are back. Now, I think the game that jumps out to me, Harry, first and foremost, is Genk versus Bruges. Scott Parker is in at Bruges with his first game.
Yeah.
Excited to see who he plays and all the rest of it. And Genk, who are loaded with Sorare cult heroes all over the pitch, really. It looks to be Van der Voort goals with Mark McKenzie, Cuesta, Munoz, and Perciado. Midfield, Ahroski, Heron, and El Canus. Front three of Pantsil, Big Paul, and Mikey T. So, very formidable Genk team. And for Bruges, looks like we're going to be having Mignolet goals, an unchanged defence, it would seem, but I don't know if this is just, you know, people calling it blind. It's a new manager's first game in charge. But Mata, Silla, Michele, Meyer. Midfield, Dennis Odoi coming into midfield, Casper Nielsen and Hans Vanaken. And then the front three of Tejon, Ferran Jutgla, and then Andres Skov Olsen. So this should be a bit of a bloody nose match for sure. No clean sheet for Van der Voort, which is nothing new there.
True, but he's got better. He's got better this season for the most part. Genk have been better, I guess, as a whole. So yeah, kudos to them. But yeah, interesting. Like you said, Scott Parker's first game. He's just going to not want to lose, if we're being honest. They're playing top of the league away from home. If you're being brutally honest about it, I think Club Brugge are going to set up not to lose the game. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're not going to attack, because they do have, you know, Olsen, Jutland, and Buchanan have pace to burn. There's going to be there's going to be firepower there. You know, there's things to worry about for Genk. But I do think that they're going to be quite conservative for the most part. You know, you don't want to lose your first game in charge of your new club. Simple as that's bottom line. But Scotty Parker likes playing football. He was a footballing guy himself in terms of how he played. He was always on the ball. He was sort of a pivotal man in that Fulham team and whoever else he played for in his playing days. So yeah, I think he'll have a good sort of impression on that team, and hopefully can get him firing basically.
Is there any other Belgian games that stand out on rankings you're looking at? I'm just going to open up
Not
Antwerp,
really.
and then if there's anyone else you can
No,
lead
you're
me
fine.
from there.
Yeah, no, honestly, there's not. I'm just looking in the top 20. Leuven is the only fixture. They're playing Kornik at home. Korchik, however
Let's
you
go look at
pronounce
that
it.
first, then we'll look at Antwerp, because Antwerp's are riding really high.
Yeah, that's the only one. You've got Oostend. Oostend at home to Surieng is the next best on paper. In the Belgium league.
So let's see. Do we know anyone in Leuven that's a big hitter? Casper De Nore, that's Fiago's cult hero, and Krojcik. Let's see. I don't see any big hitting names, well circulated cards here that I would worry about. What was the next one after that?
So we Oostend.
Oostend.
Yeah.
They have Sarang. Yeah, it's a very good fixture, isn't it? So Oostend, Thierry Ambrose, Sakamoto. Yeah, this is a decent little team. Batsner as well is a decent card. Osaz Urugide, who's on loan from Celtic, doesn't have a bloody card anywhere. It's an absolute nightmare. It's not that great, but obviously you know me, I'd buy it. And Sarang, I don't think we know any of those guys, but the odds on the game is quite heavily that unlikely Sarang are going to win, which means Oostend should do pretty well. And they like to attack Oostend. When they score goals, they tend to score a couple when they get there, from when I've looked at them in the past anyway. And I think we'd have to look at Anderlecht versus USG. It'd be impossible not to. I don't know if that's the Brussels derby that Jonathan Gargi was referencing in the chat. I'm not too up on Belgian geography to know exactly where everyone is, but I assume this is what he's talking about. Big game. For Anderlecht, Kronbruge looks to be 75% in. I know there was some concerns over him a few days ago. Mikel Murillo, Hannes Delacroix, Vertonghen, Moussa Ndai complete the back four. Arnstad, treble, Rathalov midfield, Amuzu, Fabio Silva, and Yari Verscharen up front, who has been linked to Luxembourg. So maybe it was fake news, perhaps. USG are going to have Morris in goal, Kandus, Burgess, Van der Heijden, and then in midfield, Adengard, Lennon, Elizue, Amani, and Newcoop. Up front, Boniface and Van Zier. So, Oostend riding high. Anderlecht, as always, frustrating Sorare managers and scouts across the world, Harry. Do you have any thoughts or any cards on this one?
I do have my beloved Yari Verscharen, unfortunately, that I'm probably going to have to play. It's not an easy fixture by any means. USG are a very, very good team, but I do see them being quite open away from home. So I hope there's decisives to be had for that Anderlecht team, but I haven't got that much faith in them, to be completely honest. But yeah, no, other than him, I've got no other sort of interest, to be honest.
If it's not going to be Yari, there's a small chance it's Benito Raman. And otherwise, I don't think there's anyone else that's got a slight chance of playing that's worth mentioning. But yeah. The next one we come to, Harry Boy, we've got Liga MX now. Is there anything? I don't know enough about Liga MX to really go into. Is there any prominent fixtures in this division that any Sorare scouts and managers want to worry about?
Apparently so, yeah, mate. Yeah, there is. So 6th on my list is Club America. Basically, they're top. Well, they're top. They're apparently the best fixture in Mexico this weekend against Quintero.
Cool.
Quintero. I don't know, whatever you want to pronounce it. But they're at home. Yeah, I'll be honest. Yeah, I'm not too clued up on the Mexican League. I've never really ventured. My sort of under 23 scouting sort of missions have never really had to go that far yet. No, I'm not discriminating in any way, but I just never needed to do that. So yeah, I'll be honest. I can't really give too much. Pachuca are like 10th on the list. They're at home as well, so there's 2 home fixtures there to kind of look into, and then Monterrey are at home as well to Guadalajara.
I've not got a lineup for any of these teams, so I'm just going to go to the one that Surface has told me is a good one, and that's Santos versus Tigres. So Santos obviously got a full complement of cards. Tigres the same, but they've got Goose, Who was it that we thought the goalkeeper was going to play for? Was it Tigres or was it Leon? Who was
I'm
the
not
was it Tigres?
sure.
I need to go and check that out. But Mikey recommended a goalkeeper. I forget who's meant to be playing for now. But he's not playing
Yeah.
for this team. It looks like it's going to be this guy Guzman, if it is this team. Let me go and check. It's a fiver anyway, it's a giveaway. I'll check that in a wee minute. But yeah. Aye, after this. Turkey, Italy, Scotland, and we're done. That's cool. But Gorian, I think Gorarian was he is transferred. He's moved to Tigres from Santos. So I think this will be his debut then against his old team. APG is coming in. He'll be starting. Tovan has left the building. Somebody actually recommended this Jesus Angulo, this fullback, for the Road to Glory series. And if you look at him, man, he looks like a great value for money defender. So yeah, good to see on that front. Coming out of Mexico, we'll go to Turkey, right? Just to finish off this challenge, or not even finish off, but to almost get to the end of this Challenger Europe bloodbath. Is there any Turkish fixtures that you would want to open up other than I'll start with Fenerbahce Galatasaray, and then once we have a wee look at this, you can lead me around any decent games that look to be
No
there.
problem.
But in goals, we've got Bayender. Gustavo Henrique is going to start at centre-back, it looks like. Now, he was also on the Road to Glory series, didn't make the final list, but he'll be coming out in the little short-form stuff for all the profiles that I've done for it. Diego Rossi will play. Michi Batshuayi and Joshua King look to be playing. Miguel Crespo in midfield. So a decent Fenerbahce team. Galatasaray look to have Musarella back in goals. Sasha Boy, by the way, who still doesn't have a card, but this is definitely a good one to watch out for when he does come on board. Bardacci, Van Aanholt and Nelson complete the back four. Lucas Torreira, Sergio Oliveira. What a midfield double pivot they've got there. And then the attacking three of Akaturkoglu, if I can say that, Dries Mertens, Baris Yilmaz, and then Bafétimbi Gomis. So this could be one of these games where it's 0-0 or 3 each.
Sorry, I was just laughing at Andy Black's comment in the chat.
Mangulo. Is that what I said? Mangulo.
I don't know what you said, but I'm just laughing at, hey guys, I heard you need help butchering MX names.
Gorarian. Oh, I think I was doing it all over the place, wasn't I? I'm doing my best to do my best, you know.
Yeah,
I'm glad you're having
we
a
all
laugh,
know.
Andy.
We all know. Yeah, love you, Andy.
Love it. So yeah, this could be a decent one. In Turkey, is there any fixtures we want to? Is there any big hitters going across?
Benfica. Besiktas is the only one on paper that I'm seeing that could be, a bit of a worry in terms of challenger and whoever else in terms of under 23s. Gedson Fernandez has been pretty good recently, so someone to look out for there. Bit of an AA monster in his day, but it looks like he's sort of found his form again. Other than that, no, Quinny, I'm not really seeing too many other fixtures actually. Fenerbahce's there. But apparently Fenerbahce at home to Galatasaray is actually a decent fixture for Fenerbahce. So we'll see how that sort of works out. I don't think it's great as a fixture on paper, but it is on my list. Benfica. Yeah, Besiktas is the only one to look out for, I think.
And Trabzonspor, who are quite a well-armed team in this division. Somebody was asking about Mark Bartra. It looks like he will be back in. Very good team as well. Trabzonspor, they're away from home, but they've got Bakasetas in midfield. Maxi Gomez looks to be playing alongside a few others there in mid-table and look to be climbing up. And they're playing Alanyaspor, who are a pretty similar situation. In fact, quite an even game on paper. So yeah, that's another one to throw out there as well. And then I think that takes us to Italy. Harry boy, do you have anything in Italy? The cards or any fixtures there that pop up? And while you're having a wee peek and I think and giving me your answer to that, I'm just going to open up AC versus Roma because that's the headline fixture that we've got.
No worries.
Really strong looking AC team here.
Yeah, weird. I thought, I've not got any sort of Italian players as far as I'm aware, or Italian league players. It's one league that I'm just not sort of, for some reason, just not into. Let me have a look. No,
do you know one thing I've thought about the Italian league before? Because like
I do. I have one.
I've not got that many.
I have Ethan. Go on. Yeah.
I was just going to say, I think the reason for it is there's so many of those teams get done in bundles, so it's kind of hard.
That
get the
that
one
probably
guy
don't
you
help.
want.
Definitely, that's definitely contributes to it. Just like under 23 wise, I'm not. You got Kvashvili, Liao. There's obviously a few big hitters in there that I would love to own in that sense, but I'm not like gagging to want to own them. Maybe Kvashvili's probably up there. But no, I'm not really too interested in what they have to offer. But yeah, in terms of fixtures, Napoli is what's that, 9th on my list, I think. So Napoli away to Sampdoria is arguably a very good fixture for them. So yeah, like I said, Kvashvili, Osimhen, the boys that have been on fire recently in this first half of the season before the World Cup. Hopefully they can replicate that form in the second half. Lazio at home to Empoli is another good fixture. Inter Milan, against Monza away. Another decent fixture. Fiorentina at home to Sassuolo. Another decent fixture. So yeah, and then Juventus at home to Udinese is apparently a good enough fixture as well. So yeah, 4 or 5 Serie A fixtures there. I would say that could result in some nice dark green scores, I imagine, for certain players.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be Dzeko and Lukaku up front for Inter. Federico Di Marco looks like he'll be playing, which makes me happy. And yeah, the Inter team does look good. So against Monza, who Pablo Mari might be coming back, Sense is out. It looks like there's no Ravella either. So this could be a great
he was
week
out. Yeah, he was out. Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, he was out midweek as well for some reason. I saw John needed him. Yeah, he was a DMP. Ravella, I'm not sure what's sort of going on there.
And then that'll take us to Scotland. Now, what I'm going to show you, right, first of all, is the predicted 11 for Celtic. Now, I think this I'm going to show you mine, right? But I think this predicted 11 for Celtic at home at Kilmarnock is, from Russ here at Scotland So Rare, I think this is like, if I'm going to predict a team and I want to make sure I get as little wrong as possible and I'm going to follow odds of probability and whatever, I think this team is very likely to be the team that plays.
Yeah.
Bernabei at left back, Starfelt keeps his place, O'Reilly keeps his place, Jota's maybe a wee bit better from his illness and plays. But Jordan Abada is the coin toss. Russ has got it as, and I would agree with that. But the team I've got, now this is genuinely the team I think the manager will pick. It's also the team that I genuinely want him to pick because of the cards I've got. But I think the starting 11 for Celtic at home to Kilmarnock is going to look a little bit something like this. So we're going to have Joe Hart in goals. We're going to have Alistair Johnson, Cameron Carter-Vickers, Yuki Kobayashi, and Alexandro Bernabei for the back four. Midfield three of McGregor, Rio Hatate, and Aaron Moy. Front three of Maeda, Kyogo, and Abada is what I think that we're going to be going for. Pretty full strength, but I think they're a wee bit because it is Kilmarnock at home. It's a good opportunity for Yuki to come in. O'Reilly didn't do too good against Rangers. Nice opportunity for Moy to come back in. I think if we were playing anyone but Rangers in the last game, Moy would have kept his place. And I don't think O'Reilly did anything to say, I'm in better form than Moy, you should be picking me over him for the next game, which I think is the way the manager operates, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, interesting. So, remember when we were having that conversation about Hatate and O'Reilly? They both ended up starting, didn't they? I'm sure they did.
They did.
Is that right? Yeah. Very interesting.
So that's the outlook for Celtic for this game week. It's a heavily weighted fixture in our favour, and I'm definitely stacking my Celts together this game week for sure. Alistair Johnson is a weird one because he's got a lot of midfielder cards, so if you've got him, you don't really need to worry about clean sheets as much, but you also don't get the upside when we get it. Looking at the Killie team, I'm not too worried about them. I've seen Kilmarnock live this season, in fact, when they played Dundee United, but I'm not... I don't look at this team and I don't think... there's a player there that could hurt us in any, don't get me wrong, like it's football, anything could happen at any point, but I think this is going to be a big game for Celtic. It should be a great win, and I'm hoping that it's goals galore all around.
People are shouting for Moy over O'Reilly, Quinny. I think that's an absolute farce. That needs to be stopped.
You think so? Well, he's not been in great form this turn of the year. I'll open up the Dundee United game as well. They're playing Rangers. There's not many Rangers cards on the platform, but it looks like the ones that will be playing. So Ben Davis, Malik Tillman, and Fashion Sakala. But I'm more interested in the Dundee United team now. It looks like they've got Tony in for a 65% chance to start. Tony scored in the last game, so I would hope that Tony keeps his place. Ian Harkes, my super rare, he plays. Dylan Levitt. Have you got a Levitt?
I do, mate. I do. I bought a Levitt. He had 3 decisives in a row. What can I say? Genius. Genius at work. Sorry.
Genius at work. That's it. Behic, who's John's unique. He's going to be playing. Hopefully, my unique Mulgrew will be playing as well. And at home, I think we're all backing a Dundee United win here, aren't we? I don't know if that's going to maybe split the crowd a bit. So I know we've got but we're hoping for Dundee United to win, and I'm tempted if I could imagine I got Mulgrew, Harkes, and Watt all to start, and they somehow beat Rangers and they were involved. Like that would be
huge.
a fantastic.
That'd be massive.
So I feel obligated to do that, So I don't expect Dundee
I feel
United
you.
to win, like in that sense, if you know what I mean. But like the game the Rangers bring will suit Dundee United at home. A draw could be good for me. A draw could be great for Dundee United, of course. But I think it's a fun fixture. And Dundee United have got a really good team. Like on paper, they've got really good players. They don't deserve to be on paper where they are in the league. But obviously, nothing's won on paper, as we know. It's all won on the pitch. But
yeah,
a wee outside one for me that I'll be indulging in for bitter reasons. Let's say I'm not normally a bitter, and that's a bit of a Scottish terminology for this kind of Celtic Rangers thing. But for SO5, why not? Aberdeen St Johnstone. I guess I'll open this because we've got Connor Barron's fanboy here, but he's not even going to be playing. It looks like.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. It's funny. Someone messaged me asking, like, they wanted to buy my Super Rare like 4 days ago, and then the day after he got benched, and then they don't want him obviously now. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, very interesting one. Maybe I know they haven't been getting results. I don't know whether you can put that down to him, but they've sort of switched him out in terms of his position. Remember that? I just want to reference my Matty Kennedy situation. Remember when I
yeah, I do.
What was
He
his?
banged, didn't
What
he?
was his? What was his score in the end? I'm gonna have a look now, but I know it was decent, right? Or was it not?
It was good, yeah. I mean,
Oh,
I'm
it
on
was
the wrong
fifth.
thing.
Is it fifth? Was it against Ross County? He got a 16 AA. I thought I didn't. I couldn't remember if he got a decisive or not. So it's not as good as I sort of imagined, I guess. But he outperformed his L15, I guess, quite significantly.
I think he maybe hit the post or something because I
Did he?
thought, yeah, I think I don't know, I can't remember, but maybe it was close with something. But I remember seeing bits of this game, maybe the highlight package or something. 2 shots on target, 5 attempted assists. So yeah, I think he definitely did highlight stuff that made me think, oh, he did have a good game,
Yeah. Sorry, yeah, go on. Back onto Aberdeen. My bad.
No, that was pretty much all I was going to say on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was just Connor Barron. I know break a lot of hearts around there. We've got no Leighton Clarkson cards, of course. The front 2 are capable, and St Johnstone are no mugs either. So I don't know if this is a particularly good scoring game for forward cards, maybe defensive cards. But outside of that in Scotland, I don't think there is any big fixtures to really pour over. Maybe Hearts away. Hearts are in great form, really dominant at the moment. Shankland keeps scoring. Snodgrass is old gold. They reckon Andy Halliday's going to come in to start. And Andy Halliday, when he starts, as much as many people might not like to hear this, he scores very well. Xander Clark will keep his spot in the nets. Joshua Ginnelly can do very well, as can Barry Mackay. So Hearts away at St Mirren, who will defend and will try and bank in. Hearts will probably have a lot of the ball, and I'm hoping Snodgrass, and depending on who's listening to this, your card as well, and the team can do pretty well, because the last time I've looked at St Mirren, one of the good players, what's his name, Erihan or something, he's not going to be playing. This Mark O'Hara will be playing. So maybe they're not at full strength in St Mirren at the moment. And fifth, there definitely no one's mugs to be sure, but I reckon Hearts should have a bit too much for them on the day.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I'm just looking here on my matchups list, and Celtic have the best matchup of the whole game week, Quinny. So,
Wow.
Yeah, 86% win percentage is the highest by 4% next to Benfica. A 59% clean sheet probability and a 69% goals, 3 goals scored probability. So, yeah, now is the game week. I mean, it's been the game week for the last few to play Celtic cards, barring the Rangers game. But yeah, this seems to be another one of those sort of smasher weekends, possibly for the Celtic boys. So Quinny, it's no better time to own them, I guess, than Kilmarnock at home.
Let's hope so, man. And what I've got on screen now, Harry, is the tweet for the poll. We're going to do the first giveaway, then I'll do the Twitter one, because that was probably the most interacted with. So I've got the link for the tweet all locked and loaded. Now I'm going to do this, Harry, in the next couple of minutes, okay? But there is over 100 people here with us today. I think it's maybe a bit high 90s now. There's about 49 likes. If we can get that to 60 likes in the next 2 minutes, we'll do it right now. That's not too hard. It must be 10 of you. Just open your phone, hit the wee thumb. If you haven't done it before, you haven't done it in a while, when you hit the wee thumb, the like button on YouTube, it flashes like little rainbow colours and wee sparkles come out of it. It does make you feel good inside. Feel free to do it. It's free. It doesn't hurt, and it helps me. So thank you if you do that.
100%.
Yeah, if we can get the link count up.
I've even liked the video, Quinny. I'm watching on my laptop right now. I'm watching us. Yeah, I am. I promise. And I've liked it. There's 53 likes now. I'm just watching it go up as we speak.
Let's get to 60, and we can do the Twitter one. The
there's
Twitter one's a big one, which probably most seasons are here for.
55. Come on, we're nearly there.
That's it. We can do it, guys.
59. Boom.
Boom. There we go. Right, cool. Let's do it. So I've got the tweet loaded. And I've got my Twitter picker loaded here. So the link to tweet. Okay. So the winner from Jesus, this is maybe a different one. Okay, so I want one. Don't care about all that. User should where is it? No. Like the tweet. User should follow profile. Where's the hell's comment? Where is it comment? Winner from this is weird. Sorry guys, I normally do this, it's dead easy, but I've got a weird page here, so let me just go and fix that. Twitter comment picker, and we'll get that done. So the first one, what card will we give away, Harry? For actually, you guys can tell me in the light. How will we do this? What card will we give away? How about the one that was second on the poll on Twitter? We'll give that one away. So let's have a peek. I need to go and get the poll back open again. Sorry. Oh no, I did the wrong thing. I need the Twitter picker. Twitter comment picker. Yeah, it's the same one. Oh, it's a retweet picker. Tweet picker. Oh no, I've got it here. Tweet picker. Here we go. Magic. Awesome possum. Right, let's get the link. I'll put it back on the screen so you can all see there's no skullduggery going on here. Copy link to tweet. And here we go. Well, this is the one I normally use. Pop it in here. Load the tweet up. Let's see it. There we go. Loving it, guys. So thanks to everyone that got involved. Oh, right, okay. How about this? We'll give away the Omo Bombadeli, right? Omo Bombadeli for this one. He was not quite second, but I think he's my favourite one of it. And the Twitter response got the most interactions with it. So thank you very much. So profile, we don't care about that. We don't care about any of this stuff. Continue. And it's all you guys here. 118 entries loaded. Oh, it's a retweet. Why? I don't want retweet. I want comment.
I'm not sure. Can you do that?
I'm sure. Yeah. Comment picker. Must follow. I'm not too worried about it. I want comment picker. Sorry, guys. I'll go and grab it again. So comment. Tweet picker. Tweet comment picker. There we go. No, it's retweet. So this is a pain in the bum. I don't want to give away on retweets because that's not what Ash used to do. And you didn't do retweets anyway. There's only 18 of you.
What about if I pick one of the comments? Manually do it because I can't see how. I don't think you can do it by comment personally.
Okay.
As far as I'm aware, I thought it was just a retweet thing.
Right, okay, let's put your screen on, right?
Okay,
let's put your screen on, Harry.
Well,
oh, no,
I won't be able to log. Yeah, you could, but I just can't log in on Twitter on Chrome, if that makes sense, because I don't know my password. I know that sounds stupid, but I just don't right now.
Okay.
But I have Twitter up on my
what
Safari.
I could do in this instance, because I've got something set up for Reddit because it doesn't work. Or YouTube rather, because it doesn't work this way. So what I'm going to do, right, is I'm going to do how many responses did we have? I'm just going to do RNG. Okay, so on this we had 30 comments. How many comments did we get? Why does it not tell me the total amount? Am I tripping? It should tell me that, shouldn't it? Here, it should say comments.
Should tell you at the top, yeah.
I was going to say I can just decide a number and then go for it, but it's not.
I'll tell you now.
Maybe
77 comments, I think. 78 comments. Right, 78 comments on the Road to Glory episode 1 now is live, yeah.
Yeah, 79 comments are there. Awesome.
Yeah.
And one of them is probably me. So I'm going to say, I'll go between 1 and 80, okay? Right. Just to be safe. Where's RNG? So I'm going to go between 1 and 80, right? And then whatever number it falls on, I'm going to scroll through the Twitter thread as it is on screen. Okay, I'm really sorry if your screen's a bit different on my screen. Right? Ready? 3, 2, oh, you can't even see it properly. 2 seconds. Let me zoom out. There we go. Right. 3, 2, 1 to win the Omo Bombadeli. It's number 78. Fucking.
Oh my god, what is the odds on that?
Right, okay, so what did my thing say? It actually says 79 comments. Okay, so I'm going to find the last comment that's on this because it will be the one at the bottom. Now, they're all in different orders. Some of them are done in, they're all over the place. There is no order to this. So if you just commented the now, you're not going to come in sneaky. You'll probably go to the top, if anything. So in 79th place, 79, wasn't it? Twitter picker RNG. 78th out of 79. That means the winner is Joey. Congratulations, my man. You won Omo Bamadeli. Boom. Congratulations, my man. Thanks for playing. Well done. That is a top end under 23 defender in the making. If you didn't catch the Road to Glory video where we delved into him and had a look at him, then make sure you do. We've got 2 more cards to give away. One will be for the YouTube interaction, one will be for the Reddit interaction. And I think actually I've touched on the Celtic stuff when we went through all of that there, Harry. All we've kind of got left to do is have we look at the prize pools and maybe think about building some lineups. So we've been going for a little bit there now. So what I want to do is actually just finish this giveaway, and we'll just finish all the cards up so that everyone that's came for the giveaway, they've been here long enough. We can get to it now. So the next one I've got loaded up is a comment picker. This is a Reddit comment picker magic. So I'm going to go and open up the Reddit. So on Reddit, guys, I'm Quinny 3001 on Reddit now. I really don't get it, Harry, but there is some. I had a problem. So I had a Reddit profile ages ago. And see what it says here. And I don't know if you guys are on Twitter, right? But when you open up, you get this little username thing. And it's like, it's the same as like Twitter or whatever, right? But I didn't change that. And it was just some big spammy name. And then I changed my handle at the top to Quinny. But then I was getting refused into places because I just looked like a bot. So I had to start it up and open it again, blah, blah, blah. So I've had some glitches with it. And then today, people were saying to me, oh, I can't actually get the post. I can't actually find the post anywhere. So I'm still trying to get the kinks out of it. But if you could do me a favour when you're on Reddit, drop me a follow. And then obviously when you're over here, get involved in it. Now, no one actually voted on it, which I think is part of the glitchy thing that I've got going on with Reddit. So TBC on that. But we've got 17 comments, and it's the comments is what we want. So I'm just going to copy the link to this. So share, copy link. And then we've got the Reddit comment picker here. We're going to put the Reddit post in. Bang. Minimum ups. No, I don't care about that. Filter duplicates. That's fine. Get Reddit comments. Please log in first with your Reddit account. No, I don't want to do that. Or maybe I do need to do that. Right, 2 seconds. Allow. Right, cool. Done. Magic. And then can I do that? Get comments. Yep, we've done it. We've done it. We're in. Sorted. So it's all loaded up and ready to go. And this is going to be for, let's say, for the Okugawa. Okay, so for the Okugawa, so this is going to give me a random winner from Reddit. We only had 17 interactions, so thank you very much to everyone that entered. But to win the Okugawa is going to be Tribal, or are you Tribal? Ortega, if he has a chance to be first chance starter, is a no-brainer. Congratulations, are you Tribal? So let me go and find you. Are you Tribal? There we go. I can reply to you. You won Okugawa. Well done, my man. Loving life. And then for this, I think I have to do something similar again for the YouTube comments, because again, pulling YouTube comments, there's no competition page that does that, because no one's stupid enough like me to do a competition on a YouTube post that no one's going to see anyway. But I did it, so we've got 25 on this, so we'll hit the RNG on this as well. So it's going to be between 1 and 25, and this will be for what could be potentially the booby prize or the best prize, and that is the goalkeeper. What was his name again? Ortega. So to win the Ortega is going to be comment number, as it appears on my screen, 7. So that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Striker Edits, congratulations, my man. You have won Ortega. Fantastic. And I'll get those prizes shipped to you guys as soon as humanly possible. We've been streaming Harry for an hour and a half. We've still got some lineups and surprise pools to look at. So thanks to everyone that is hanging with us live, because this is what me and Harry kind of want to do on the game week preview, is actually like preview the game week properly, you know. And I always feel when I used to do this by myself, I would do big streams. I think looking at the fixtures, it helps you really make a better decision on deploying some of your teams. If you've got some of these guys that I could play a region, I could play under 23, all star, underdog, whatever's going on. So I feel that and congratulations to all the giveaway winners, and I look forward to catching these on the Road to Glory series if he's were here for that. But we're at the sharp end, Harry. We're at the sticky point where it's about picking those teams and getting them into the right spot. So Harry, I've been talking for far too long. Probably most people are going deaf to the sound of my voice. Probably. So I'm going to throw it to you, and you can show us how you're going to. Or what? How about? Can I throw to your screen so I can stop talking for a second? Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I've got it on. If you want to show us the prize pools, Harry, we'll have a look at the head counts. We'll go from there.
Let's do it. Okay. So going forward with the limited, so I'm just looking at underdog here. 11,000 entrants seems pretty healthy to me. 920 prizes in there. 80 rare cards in specialist. 5 star rares, which is pretty nice. How many have we got in specialist? 7K right now. Okay, nice. 16,000 in All-Star Limited is a healthy number, right, Quinny?
Yeah, for sure.
Sounds healthy for me. 2.3K cards in there. 90 Star Limited. Under 23, 785. Just under 5K entrances. So not terrible. Obviously, all these numbers will definitely grow in the next 13 hours and 27 minutes. But yes, some nice numbers, I think, in limited in terms of entries. Obviously, loads of prizes to be won as well. So All-Star, we've got just over 10K right now, or nearly 11K. 375 prizes on offer. Obviously, most will be just looking to grind that ETH. But yeah, not terrible. 36 or 7 to 36 tier 1s. 37 to 121 tier 2s. Not terrible, I guess. Under 23s, we've got 180 cards, 841 entrants so far. Only star rares for top 3. Okay. 12 tier 1s on offer. Quite a lot. A load tier 2s. What's that? 41 tier to 44 tier 2s. Excuse me. And then we're going into Challenger and Champ. So there's a lot of Challenger cards on offer. 365 in rare. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's a huge. Lot of cards. That's massive. And I understand there's obviously a lot more Challenger this game week than Champ, so it makes sense. But yeah, one in almost 3 are going to sort of get a prize in that as we speak. Obviously, entrance will grow. But that is really encouraging, to be honest. I'm liking the look of that.
Yeah, big time.
Underdog 150, just under 3,000 entrants, makes sense. Specialist under 1,000 is quite surprising here. I know specialist rare isn't as popular as any other specialist sort of competition in terms of scarcities, but not a terrible ratio there. Second division 47 for 159, so a lot of players are going to win some cards there. All-Star Pro 85. This is normally pretty tasty. So yeah, 12 star rares. Oof. Just looking into here. Do we have all the main boys? We do. Kimmich is fully loaded. 12. 18 Neymars, which is insane. 16 Messis. 4 Vinnies. 7 Musialas. All the main boys in there as usual.
Nice.
That will be very, very tasty. And then it does look fun. Yeah, 85. Just over 1,000 entrants. I think we'll see that crawl up to 1.2, maybe 1.3K if I had to guess. Under 23 Pro is obviously where I like spending my time. 50 cards for 251 entrants so far. So that isn't a bad ratio. I think we'll get to just over 300 if I had to guess. The Pro, so we've got 60 cards in Challenger Europe Pro for just under 350 entrants, which is, I think, a good ratio to be at right now. 10 star rares is really, really nice. 29 tier 1s is also really nice. So I think, look, Challenger is going to be stupidly tough this game week, but if you can hit the right stack, I think you could be obviously you're going to come home with a nice little card, I imagine. 7 in America Pro, 12 in second division Europe Pro for 44 entrants. That's pretty decent, actually. And then the Super Rares, so we've got 36 card prizes in All-Star Super, 200, just under 270 participants. There's no star rare at the top though. Star super rare, that is. It is a bit of a bummer, I guess. Are you going to be playing super rare this game week?
Yeah, I'm going to be definitely
You
playing
are?
super rare. It's just what division.
Okay.
So I've been kind of flip flopping between that, and
Yeah.
because I'm
Makes
flip flopping
sense.
between that, it changes a few things, and it's like if I play this division, I won't play this one and whatever. But I think
Yeah.
I've definitely gathered some valuable intel after looking at Challenger a bit more, and seeing how ferocious it's going to be.
Yeah. 100%. Under 23, 17 card prize is 86 participants. Probably gets to 100. Champion 10 prize is 25 in Challenger super rare for 106 participants. So that should be a decent enough ratio. I can't see it getting stupidly higher than that. 4 in America, 4 in second division. Underdog super, 29 supers, 1 rare for 251 participants. Specialist, there is obviously that unique tier 2 unique at the top of that, which is tasty. For only 111 participants so far. And then obviously the unique division isn't really applicable to us, nor the viewers. So yeah, I mean, takeaways is challenges very stacked in terms of card prizes. It's just whether you want to combat it and go and put all your big guns in there, or do you come out of it and try and avoid them, and sort of they're still going to be an all-star, don't get me wrong, they're not going to be there, but is there just going to be less of a presence there potentially?
Yeah.
So that's probably the dilemma of this game week, I would say.
And I think Surface brought this up earlier as well, and I forgot to throw it in here. But Serie A is quite an old division as well. So in terms of age and bringing cards up, and you're very U23 centric. But even when we were scrolling through a lot of those fixtures, I don't remember too many U23s being in a great position outside of Holland. Maybe like AZ, their fixture was quality with Carlson and Reinders and that kind of thing. But
yeah, you're right. There's not many outside of that. You could argue, yeah. There's not. You're right. It's mainly the Eredivisie this game week in terms of who are gonna, smash under 23 wise, I would say.
Yeah. So yeah, Harry, how many teams are you getting out?
I've got 4 currently. So I've got my under 23 Rare Pro is looking like this for now, costing goals. Like this. The risk here is Tanguy. He's played 90 minutes last night in the cup. They won 5-0 away from home. He's just come back from a 3-card suspension. A load of players got sent off before the World Cup. So yeah, I think that's up now. Sorare Data don't really have him down as, or people don't think he's going to start. So it's a risk. I don't know if I'm definitely going to go with this, but this is what I'd like to go with. Louise at home, Vinny away, and then Carlson as my captain at home to Vitesse. It's my best team, I think, on paper, in terms of the supers that I can really get out. I'm kind of struggling for super defenders right now. So, especially ones especially ones that are evadable. So that's a situation. Super under 23. I've gone with Cuesta. The problem was Cuesta was ill he completely killed me. I would have had a really nice prize in Super under 23. And it was Boxing Day. He wasn't in the squad at all. But he was in the squad Christmas Day, so he was due to play, got ill, whatever. But I think Play Sharper has him down as 90%. I don't know if anyone in the chat can help me out if they know anything more, but they haven't tweeted anything. I've not really seen any training pictures, so I am a little bit worried. So I am skeptical. I haven't got much faith in this team, but it's 5 starters. Hopefully that can do something for me. Like, I'm not loving any of the fixtures particularly. This is just kind of a get together there, and then under 23 Rare. Brought in Ivor Pandor as my keeper, nice. And a decent and a nice 4. Timber, great fixture. Copetti, good fixture. Pedri away to Atletico isn't great for me, and Odegaard's got a great fixture. I've got Enzo in the bank. I've got Dylan Levitt in the bank if I need to. But Levitt at home to Rangers is that better than Pedri away to Atletico? Probably not, if we're being honest.
Maybe better than Copetti, but what's this deal with that Copetti guy? He's a new one on me.
Yeah, he's scoring really well recently. Actually, I'm not sure if I want to.
That's always good for Mallorca. They're better at home than away, always.
So 40 AA against Atletico Madrid, 35 AA at home away to Villarreal, 29 AA away to at home to Espanyol. I know there's a couple of duds there as well against Valencia and Getafe. So he could do it. Yeah, he was my most recent card win. I got him as a tier 2 last week. So he's come straight in. I needed a few defenders, especially Rare. he's answered my prayers, and yeah, he's straight into the lineup. And then yeah, an all-star rare team, 4-man. Jose Sanillas is a reward as well. Albanese is a reward. He has playing Ibiza at home. Dylan Levitt, of course, against Rangers, and then Fatty hoping he can get that start against Atletico. So this is just an ETH grinder for me. And yeah, just looking forward to basically my Rare Pro and my under 23 Rare teams effectively, and then the Super Rares a bonus if anything comes of that.
Nice. Looking good, Harry boy. Looking good. I think I've got like 6 or 7 teams out. I'm kind of show you where I'm at with everything going into it. But I looked at the numbers coming into the game week that we've just kind of went through. They've not changed too much. What am I doing? Since I made the teams or whatever. But I think I'm going all. So I'm finding myself in so many points of indecision, Harry. So what I did is as I always do. Fist bump, by the way, to everyone. There's a bunch of people who's just kind of joining us now, so thank you very much for that. Stefan, Bolcherl, there's a bunch of you here just kind of joining us. Liam Mulroney, catch you, buddy, of course. And yeah, somebody else. Sorry about that. I've lost you now. Drex, that's who it was. Fist bump. But going back to the club philosophy, we attack the best division possible. So I'm going for it after All-Star with my Celtic outfield. I'm going with Hatate, defender card, clean sheet imminent, hopefully. Maeda and Kyogo nailed to start along with McGregor. So it's Soria is away to Sevilla, but I don't think Sevilla are that great. I think this has got a better potential than playing Joe Hart as a rare or even my other super rare cards, just because Soria makes saves and stuff. So even if he's not going to get his clean sheet, he's much more likely to produce over 45, 50 odd than maybe Joe Hart is, because if we don't keep a clean sheet, he's not going to do anything all game. It will be some jammy penalty they get, or a fluky goal, or I guess a run of play, breakaway, whatever. So I think he's a good goalkeeper to kind of bank this team up against. Tier 1 podium, as you've seen earlier. Tier 2s and Tier 3s, let's just go for it, man. Celtic got a great game, and let's hope it's a cricket score. But like I mentioned, I'm getting a team back into U23 Pro now. This team is a pure punt. Like, I don't care about it, right? But it looks like the Kaiser will start. I think Kobayashi will start, and maybe Jota will start. So that's the kind of foundation of this team. And then the only other 2 players that are worth putting against it is Mikey Johnson, who looks to be starting his games in Portugal, and Ivan Ilic, who came off the bench yesterday for Verona after making some appearances from the World Cup following a spell of injury. So maybe it does something, maybe it doesn't. There's not that many entries. If they all start, I've got a shot.
Yeah. Why not? Why not?
All-Star Rare Pro, the big division. Recent reward, William Balikwisha comes in here. He's at home to St. Truden. Very decent game for Standard Liège. He's nailed on to start with Snodgrass, Liam Scales, and then Kyogo is captain with Joe Hart in goal. So I think this team has the potential. Like, goalkeeper 60, Scales can do about that on AA anyway. Kyogo's on form, and in the super rares, both of them have got great AA and have attacking output. So I think this team is really capable of doing anything, and that's the most exciting thing to build for the game week. And when I got to this point, the main thing I'm prioritising is certainty, because there is a lot of ambiguity, a lot of uncertainty around some teams and some rotation situations. So for the priority teams, it's minimal risk, guaranteed guys to play that are good as well. It's not just, oh, this guy's rubbish, but he'll definitely play. It's these guys should play, and they're among my best options anyway. Kind of vibe. Now,
yeah.
I did mention, Harry, I managed to pull myself back in another super rare goalkeeper. I'll save you the long story, but basically I traded out Benoit Costil and Hajal, and I brought in David Marshall super rare. And now his L15 is currently 39. And what that means, Harry, is I'm managing to get a specialist super rare team out with Marshall in goals, Pablo Maffeo right back for Mallorca, and then I've got a midfield of Carlos Elena. Double striker. We're going for it, guys. Gung blazing. Akimbo style. 2 shotguns shotgun in each hand. Real Hatate forward card, and Enes Unal, who's on great form. There's a tier 2 unique at the very tippy top. There's then a further 3 tier 1s available. And then we've got 20 spots where a tier 2 is paid out. So with the amount of entrants in that division as well, last time I checked it was about 100 or so. I think I've got a great shot of getting right in amongst it with the L15 under 40s I carry, as well as perhaps some of the firepower. Sevilla away is not an easy game for Getafe, but I think Soria, Elena, and Dunal, all the cards I have, could have very good SO5 scores in such a game. I'll show you this one, right, just because it's on screen now as well. But I've got my Dundee United stack out. I've got Mulgrew unique. I've got Harks. I've got Tony, and I've put Giacomakis with him because he's probably going to come off the bench. And then goalkeeper rare David Marshall. And I just felt like putting him out because I really want to play Mulgrew. He's on the predicted 11 to start on Play Sharper. I've not had much of a chance to use him, and if this team did get a result, it's a real differential. It's a proper differential play. So, the reason this works for me, Harry, is I'm really short on super rare defenders now that Greg Taylor's been injured. So playing the unique Mulgrew kind of needs to happen, and because he's a challenger, so is my McGregor. I'm kind of limited on how much I can swap them around and what players can go with who and whatnot. So I fancy. Almost spilled my can very badly there. Just got it. But I fancy, I'd rather put this team into Challenger and put my best guns into All-Star because I'd rather win the best division I possibly can. And then I've got an underdog team that I've not really built yet. I'm not going to bore you with that. But in All-Star Rare, I'm going with my maxed out Oblak. I made a new signing today, Harry. I brought in Javier Galan. I went out to a friend of the channel, Nanzo, to try and get his super rare, but I need to build a wee bit of a wallet. Nanzo's told me no mates rates with Nanzo boy. But I went out and I got his rare because I do need a defender in rare as well. I like him. And anyway, he's in cheap. Not a great fixture, but hey. And then he's in with Snodgrass, Rio Hatate rare, and Tati Castellanos.
Tati, love it.
Let's go get some ETH, but there is also some good tier 1s for the top 35 or so. Maybe if they all bang in decisives, they're all decisive capable, then maybe we could do it. But yeah, I'm quite hopeful. Out of those 6 teams, I think 4 of them are probably reward capable, and I think if I was to get in amongst 2 or 3 rewards as a result, I'd probably be quite happy. I'm actually just going to throw this underdog team together real quick just before I forget, because it is deadline day tomorrow. That's the problem, is I don't have a defender. I don't think. Do I have a goalkeeper? No, I don't have a defender for another team. That's my problem, I think. Yeah, because I've only got Moritz Jens, who's not going to play, in my opinion. I don't think anyone has Moritz Jens in their starting 11. But I've got, I do have some decent other loose pieces, unfortunately, like Dyson Maeda. I might go and bring him in somewhere. Anyway, problem for another day. I've maybe just got, maybe just a wee bit short of putting another team out there somehow, some way. But yeah, overall, pretty excited for the game week, pretty buzzing.
Yeah, no, it's equally the same. I'm excited to see how all this Challenger, I've hyped it up enough now to where I think there's going to be some massive scores. So let's hope I'm right, and hopefully it's geared towards your Celtic contingency, Quinny. I'd be delighted for you if that is the case. It should be the case,
Thanks,
but
man.
hopefully you've just got the right. You know what I'm saying? Just the right 5, if that makes sense.
It's a Saturday kickoff as well. I might be watching it on the channel, or I don't know. It's a Saturday 3 o'clock. We'll see if I can get a wee stream sorted. We might do that. But yeah, it should be a good one. I've seen Surface the Air Missile there. He's helping you with some of the selections. I love that attention to detail, Surface. So thank you very much for the input. I love that on Harry's behalf.
Yeah, Surface has always been good to me in that sense. And I've literally, as you've been talking, I have made that change. It was something in my head. I don't like going with one super rare in my brain in under 23 Pro, but I think so. I get it up now on the screen. I've basically swapped out Tangai, Nyanzu, 4 Durian Timber. So I've gone with 4 rares and 1 super in the under 23 rare pro division rather than 2 supers, of course.
Nice.
I think it is a strong team. It's hit or miss in the sense of like Vinny and Carlson need to just explode basically for this to do anything. And I think if they do, I don't think it matters too much if I have a rare Timber. He's got 11% XP bonus. So it's not as if I'm going in with like a 2%. Yeah, like he's sort of as big as he can kind of get, ideally. And yeah, obviously Louise being the other super. So I think if Vinny and Carlson really pop off, I don't think it'll I won't be missing out on too much as the fact that Timber's not a super. But it makes sense. I was contemplating this, but I am somebody that like to get out as many supers as I can if that makes sense. But no, if I'm being really objective about it, Timber rare, is it gonna outscore the Tangai super rare? You'd probably hope so. So it's kind of like he has to play, you know.
With you, man. And David Taylor is saying that he saw me going after the Liam Scales super rare. Now, there's a wee tiny funny story I'll tell you about that, right? Now, Liam Scales, actually the exact same situation as Javier Galan, didn't get a card last season for whatever reason. Scales is a Celtic loanee. I got his rare quite sharp. And like I said, with the Taylor injury, and I do need another super rare. I did need another super rare before that anyway, Harry. And I'm just going to put my screen on the now. 2 seconds. And he had a super rare. The auction was finishing during the the Derby game. I beg your pardon. On Monday there, that's when the auction was closing. And at the exact moment, I'd set my alarms. I was watching it. I put a bid in at 0.2. Donny 19, who I think I know. I'm always do double check.
Yeah. I know
Taylor.
him, I know.
Yeah. David Taylor. Oh, it's David Taylor, of course. Yeah. So David, you outbidded me. You've obviously won the card, right? But I was about to outbid you, and at that very moment, it was the Rangers won a penalty against Celtic. So I'm sitting here on the laptop, just getting ready to put the bid in, and I'm watching the game. I've got 2 pals over, and they're like, you can kind of hear the game watching. What, fucking penalty Rangers? I'm like, what? Fucking penalty Rangers? And then I'll come back over here, and it's auction finished.
Oh no!
I was like,
no.
I was so raging, man. But great card, and that game week he went out and put out 66
Wow.
66 score, no decisive action. Very good card. He's only under 23 for another 5 minutes, and then he's just going to be another defender, I guess. Great card, but maybe I can get a super some other point later on. But yeah, guys, like I always say, if you're watching an auction, doesn't matter what else is going on, you need to stay focused right at the end in case there's anything going against you or anything like that.
Definitely.
So yeah, and then the final thing I'm getting from the chat that I'll bring up, Harry, and then we'll just have a wee chat for a minute and probably close out. But he's asking me about any ideas about Viviano. I just think that goalkeeper that's replaced him is highly rated within the club. He's a youth academy guy, perhaps as well, because the first team sheet that went out that had that goalkeeper on it, the fans were buzzing that he was in. And Viviano, I know he's a 35-year-old goalkeeper, but he was the captain in the last match or something, you know. So
yeah,
I seen it as a shock. I thought, I've got a captain goalkeeper. He's not getting dropped anytime soon. And he does get dropped and the fans are buzzing about it. So I'm really not holding my breath on it, which is why I felt compelled to get a Marshall or something like that in to assist me. Because with the double leg break to Gordon, I was kind of cut adrift without a keeper, you know.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, it's tough going when your keeper snaps his leg in half.
Yeah, very, very tough going to say the least.
Yeah.
So tomorrow, Harry, on Sorare TV, we'll have Looking Up with Laird episode 8 with you, Sam Tye, football guy, and obviously Laird. End Product podcast was recorded earlier today. We did a live record on Stish's Twitch, and that'll be out on this channel, crack of dawn UK time for you as well. That was great fun, and I hope you enjoy all of that. I don't have any rewards to open tomorrow. I don't think many people will.
Nope.
And yeah, we're on for a great weekend, I think, as well. Harry boy, you up to much outside of SO5? You got anything planned? What are you up to?
No, not really, mate. To be honest, no plans as of now. Yeah, see, obviously I'll watch as much football as I can. But yeah, no, nothing too extravagant, mate. To be honest, nice chilled.
Magic. Yeah, well, I hope you have fun, and I hope your teams do well, Harry. Thanks to everyone that's
Same
joined
for
us
you,
live.
man.
If you've watched this after we've been live, thank you as well. Fist bumps to everyone. The likes have went through the roof, guys. Thank you very much. We're on the march to 10k, and we're on the march to climbing up the leaderboards together. Sorare managers and scouts from out the world. There's about 70 to 120 of you here tonight. I wish you all the best of luck. I hope every single one of you come exactly half a point behind me, and 3/4 of a point behind Harry, or something. Or no, the other way. Yeah, have a great one, guys. Thanks a lot, Harry.
Yeah, thank you, man, and yeah, massive good luck, lads, this upcoming game week.
Take care.